Howdy people, it is that time of year again. We have to bake a cake. I'm not sure I actually have all the ingredients or tools to bake a cake, but we're going to do this and we're going to try to bake our cake this year in a rice cooker. See how it works. Wish me luck, guys. Our ingredients: eggs. Then we have some sprinkles, maybe you'll get to use those. Powdered sugar, baking powder, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, cocoa, you may try that. What else? Butter, some cheese we may try to mix in there, vanilla, some other seasonings, and milk and cream. And that is all we have to work with, so hopefully this will work. This is not this. This is half a cup of butter. I think we're going to have to let that melt. This will go with 1 cup. Oh, well, there's a mess. We'll come back and clean that up, but this is 1 cup of sugar. This will get mixed with the butter, but I have to let this butter soften. Not melt, but I have to let it soften a little first, and then I will mix that up, and then I will bring you guys back. So this is still too cold. It's got to get more room temperature and soften up, but we're going to mix this together. Okay, 2 eggs. This is going to break. There it goes. 1 egg at a time. Any shells that fall we'll take out. But we'll mix them in. I will mix this egg in, and then I will put the second egg in, and I'll mix that one in, making sure to leave out the shells. But first I will wash these slimy egg hands. Yep, that's going to take 2 hands. I don't have my tripod with me. I apologize for that. I will mix this egg in, mix the second egg in, and bring you back. There we go. That's 2 eggs mixed in. What's next? Next, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Maybe that's 1. Maybe that's 3. We will mix this in, and then we're going to go into that second bowl once this is mixed. That is my measuring cup, and it's in the bowl because we got smarter this time. We're looking for 1.5 cups of flour, and that measuring cup is a cup. So we'll go there. That looks like about a cup. That looks like about 1.5 cups. There we go, 1.5 cups. Now we need to get the baking soda. And when I say baking soda, I mean baking powder. But I think it was 2 tablespoons. Something like that. I'm sure that's more than I need. And we'll get this all mixed up really well so it's the baking powder is evenly distributed. And I'll bring you back. This will now mix into, shall we say, the wet ingredients. This is in here, and it calls for 1/2 cup of milk. This is actually creamer, just for fun, but I'm not going to put it all in. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up a little bit and bring you back. Pretty much got all the lumps out, maybe 1 or 2. We'll stir it just a little bit more. We have a rice cooker, and I'm betting you this will be even easier in an Instapot instead of a rice cooker. Make this in a van. But I'm going to pour this into this rice cooker, which I've put some, I've floured and oiled a little bit, so hopefully it makes it stick a little less coming out. But this obviously is not going to work with one hand. So let me put you guys down. From here, we go to the rice cooker, and I will admit this is a little thicker than off-the-shelf cake mix, and it may be because I used cream instead of milk, so I may have not done myself any favors with that. But there's the lid, and we will let this cook and hopefully not burn. And hopefully when it's done, I'll be able to get it out in one piece. Hope, hope, hope. Prayer, prayer, prayer. That's all we need. We are back to our bowl. We need to work on some frosting. So, butter. And this should be pretty simple and straightforward. I actually want to try a couple different ways, but it's butter. And this is confections or powdered sugar. We will mix this up and sling it all over the place in the process, but that's okay. But this will be vanilla frosting, so vanilla will go back in. And that may be way too much, it might not be enough, but we'll find out. So now we will mix, mix, mix. That's the vanilla, and it tastes really good, but it doesn't go very far. That doesn't make a lot, and that's about half the sugar I have. So we may fall short on the icing, but we are learning and we're having fun, and the taste is good. So let's get this into a container and in the fridge, and on to the next one. We are on to our second frosting, which is butter and powdered sugar. And this one is a little different because we're putting cocoa in. I'll try to make a chocolate frosting with this, and then we will mix that up and I'll bring you back. We're still mixing this one, but I missed a step, so I'm bringing back. This was the vanilla, and I'm going to put a little bit of cream in that because it's really thick, and I missed that step. Yeah, use the cream or milk to thin it out to the consistency you want, and I forgot to do that, so we've done that now. So I'll mix that up and then we'll get back to working on this. I think this looks pretty good for hand mixing and all that good fun stuff. Okay, let's get this in the fridge and do one more. Number 3. There's the butter. That was a little bit dramatic. And there's some powdered sugar. I put a little more in there because this is not being mixed with cocoa or anything. That's that. There we go. And then we have a little McCormick, this is almond. We'll play with that a little bit and mix it up to taste, and we'll come back. We've mixed that, and I put a little more water, not cream into it, trying to get this a little bit looser. And now we're going to put something else in here and see what this does. This may take a couple steps. Drip, please. Drip. Ah, too much. Too much or not enough, but you can see where we're going with this. So I will mix that up, and this is the one I want to use for decorating if I can do that. I don't have any actual decorating tools, so I'll try to figure something, but let me mix this up. If the cake turns out, I can work with that, so that's good. Let's check that cake. The cake is done. It's a little dry. First time again, you know, and trying to figure out the timing on everything. It cooked a little longer than it should have, but it'll work. Let's get it dressed up. So we have our cake and our three frostings. This is actually, the red is almond, and this is chocolate cocoa, and this is vanilla. And I'm going to work on this, and I didn't even think this through enough. I don't even have a tripod to hold this camera like I should. So I don't know how well this is actually going to work with one hand, but to get it started. And it's our base layer is going to be the chocolate. So I will go ahead and get this put on. Then I will bring you back. Here's our base chocolate. And I'm going to try this little experiment here. I've made this thin. I don't know if it'll work, but I want to do like a drizzled pattern. And this isn't perfect. But if you haven't tried to bake a cake in a rice cooker before, don't judge me. And I'm going to drizzle some of this. On the sides, all the way around. And this is going to be very basic because this is just a bag with a little hole in it. And I'm going to try to do this. I just don't know how well it's going to work. That'll have to work right there. Happy birthday, Mom. I went ahead and trimmed around the edge on here. It can be done in a rice cooker. Just got to get the timing down on how long to cook it so it doesn't dry the cake out. Because I think this one's probably going to be dry. See you guys down the road, and hopefully we'll have some van content coming up soon.